In today's story, the man who was almost a man, 17-year-old Dave, feels his parents, his co-workers, and his neighbors do not take him seriously. He fixates on a gun as the solution. He borrows a catalog from Mr. Joe, the store's proprietor, and Mr. Joe offers to sell him a used gun for $2. His mother gives him the $2 for the gun on the understanding that it will be for his father, but Dave hides the gun. As he tries it out the next morning, he accidentally shoots his employer Jim Hawkins' mule. In the humiliating aftermath, he learns that he will have to work 2 years to pay his employer back, and the onlookers' laughter upsets him even more. He runs away from home, recovers the hidden gun, and jumps a train out of town. This story uses dialect just like the lesson and the Gilded Two Bits. The point of view is different. Remember, the lesson was in first person, so the dialect carried the whole story. The Gilded Two Bits has the dialect only within the quotation marks where the characters are actually speaking to each other. The use of dialect here is really interesting in terms of the point of view. You've got a third person point of view, which is a limited omniscient, given that the insights that we have are into Dave's thoughts and feelings. But you have Dave's thoughts rendered as dialect as well as his speech, unlike the Gilded Two Bits, where characters' thoughts are not rendered in dialect. This story, as it shows a young protagonist, has a bit of similarity to The White Heron, where the focus is on Sylvia, who is growing and beginning to feel a little bit of what the narrator calls the woman's heart. But she is not as old as Dave. Dave is 17 and ready to emerge into his manhood. And so this story has elements of a coming of age story. And it's interesting to wonder if this episode is going to precipitate his initiation into manhood. There's humor in this story. You are so painfully close to the excruciating embarrassment of a 17-year-old who's being called out, and also recognizing that he's made a bad decision that's going to have impact on his future. Even with that sympathy that we feel for the narrator's embarrassment and regret, there's still a lot of humor in this story. For instance, at the end of the first paragraph on page 859, he's thinking, I'm 17, almost a man. He strode, feeling his long, loose-jointed limbs. Shucks, a man ought to have a little gun after he done worked hard all day. So we would expect to hear a man ought to have a little fun, and his making this joke, or his echoing the familiar phrase, unexpectedly, adds humor. Other things that you'll want to engage as you think about this story are the ideas of manhood and of race. You've got a boy who is 17, who is impatient with authority, who is still impulsive, but you have him coming of age in a society with special restrictions and challenges for Black people like Dave. So that's also something to keep in mind as you reflect further.